Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. I'm Claudia-Sam. If you know that you're here for a bigger reason, this is the place to be. Together, we ditch the self-care guilt and quit the go, go, go with less fear and more trust. Tune in to living life in alignment with your full potential. The Be Happy Now show starts now. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. My name is Claudia-Sam, and today's show is all about the fact that you can be happy now. You might say, Claudia-Sam, duh, this show's called Be Happy Now. I know, but this is the whole point. We have to talk about being happy now. We're going to bust the myth that things will be better when you act differently or when circumstances change. And we will open up the possibility for you to start to embody the powerful creator that you are in the present moment. Doesn't that sound like a sexy topic? It sounds sexy to me. If you want more soul connection coaching, then I invite you to check out my website, claudiasamcoaching.com, where you get to receive free resources, meditate with me. And if we haven't met, I'm a soul connection coach. And as your soul connection coach, I support driven, ambitious, happiness seekers like you who might not feel the happiest they can be, who might feel like deep down inside, they're here for a bigger reason, and they're just kind of lacking clarity to get there and to be in that fulfilling energy right now. And I do that using my tune-in method. So we are going to cover in today's show, the pressure of, I'm good, you? We'll also talk about what has shaped your ideal vision of joy and happiness. We will end with the reminder that there is nothing wrong with who you are. There's nothing wrong with who you are. I invite you to allow this show to cover you like a cozy, comforting, supportive blanket. I invite you to let this show, this episode, remind you of the importance of who you are, that you are enough, that you are perfect as you are. So it will be a mix of reminding yourself of all of that, of feeling the motivation, receiving the motivation, and getting some tips and tricks to perhaps shift the belief that you can only be happy later. Let's first start by this thing that is the pressure that we need to always be doing good, the pressure that we always need to be doing well. I'm raising my hand right now as a recovering perfectionist. Are you a recovering perfectionist? You know how, I assume that if you're here, there might be part of you who wants to always do everything well, everything you touch, everything you say, everything you take on, any project you start, you want to make the best out of it. At least that's how I am. And that's how I have been leading my life. Except it's not super helpful. So we're going to see another way to be happy, to feel joyful, to feel like we are complete in the now without putting all of that onto our projects, without putting all of that on the external things that we show to the world that we are, or that we do, or that we create. It starts by answering that simple question that so many people ask. Hey, how are you? And there's this pressure, especially when you're walking down the street or you're walking down the aisle at the grocery store and you encounter someone you know, and they're not stopping. They're just continuing along the way on their path. They're moving on and they're saying, hey, how are you? There's a pressure to say, I'm good, you? Or I'm good, thanks. Because they don't really want to hear the answer if they're just moving along. So they're not leaving you or allowing you the possibility to receive how you really are doing. Since I become aware of that, I really am asking the how are you, because I want to know. I'm interacting with someone else. I actually want to know how they are. And here's the thing, how they are doing is something, a whole other topic about how are we really doing beings or are we human beings? So how are you doing? It's like this need, this pressure that, yeah, we need to be perfectionists. We need to make sure that everything we do shows up as this container of the good girl, right? When we're on the journey to be happy now, when we are planning the future of when we'll be happy, we're not actually being happy, right? When we talk about our plans of, oh, I'm going on vacation, I'm going to have such a good time, and we plan the vacation time, what happens about when we're not in the vacation yet? We're right here, right now. That's another concept I want to invite today. The concept is happiness isn't a concept. It's a real thing that you can experience right now. You don't have to be planning the vacation to be happy, or you don't need to be waiting for the vacation or on the vacation to be happy. You can be happy right now. And the other concept that I want to invite is that, because happiness isn't a concept, that was the concept, the other concept is that happiness isn't an obligation. And to recognize that there might be this pressure in society to answer, yep, I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm good. You? That pressure of having to respond to that, it kind of invites the belief that if we are not good, we are wrong. That if we are not doing well, we are to be pitied or to be shamed or to be guilted or to be pointed fingers at. So there's this vision that to be happy, it means that we're going to be safe from all judgments. And that to be happy, we are going to be in this bubble of a trophy on the living room wall. There has been an ideal vision of what joy and happiness is that has been created consciously or unconsciously in all of our lives. So what has shaped your idea of what happiness is? What has made happiness into an obligation for you? Because there is happiness in the day-to-day. I truly believe that I can be happy even if I'm like really not feeling that good, but just because I'm being honest with myself, I am honoring the way that I'm feeling. If it's being sad, if it's feeling just not well, I'm taking sad, for example. If I'm feeling sad, by being honest with myself about feeling sad, I'm choosing to be happy because I'm not choosing to be anything else. I'm not choosing to be anything else than honoring the fact that I'm sad in this moment. That's where I'm I'm wanting to shape the word happiness into this blanket that is covering me regardless of the ideas and the boxes I have put the word happiness and joy in. Does that resonate with you? Because we have this ideal vision of what joy and happiness looks like, it's the same thing as being at the top of a mountain, so at sunset and thinking, gosh, if I had a beer, it'd be so much better. Or gosh, if I'd be with the love of my life, it'd be so much better. There's always this, but meh, it's not good enough. Oh, but it'd be so much better if. We get taken out of the now because of this ideal. And it's a false ideal. Who says that yoga is all about the split or this super flexy pose that doesn't break your back? Like that's not true. That's false information. But we see all of what the happy yogi is all about on Instagram, and we see all of these poses that are reflecting what people now see as the ideal to be. Like a good yogi is to do this pose. Hey, when I went to Nepal for my second yoga teacher training, I thought I was going to master the freestyle handstand. That's not what I did. I learned to be in the present moment to reshape that vision of joy and of happiness so that I can be okay with just my breath, with just being right here, right now. And to also feel like I'm a good yoga teacher. At the time when I was teaching yoga more regularly, I wanted to be a good yoga teacher, and I thought that I needed to master all of these poses to be a good yoga teacher. Well, guess what? Now I teach yoga on Insight Timer. If you don't know that free meditation app, go get it. And I'm on there. Follow me as a teacher and join my live events. And I had someone the other day say, oh my gosh, Claudia-Sam, I've never experienced yoga like this. Because I teach yoga for presence, not yoga for like the perfect pose. Nuh-uh. If you want to be able to practice happiness in the now, or practicing just being the way that you are feeling in the now, then I invite you to check out the first episode of the Be Happy Now show called Ditch the Self-Care Guilt. And that will help you to put yourself at the top of the to-do list so that you don't feel so guilty about prioritizing yourself and about trying and making a habit of making yourself a priority so that that happiness can actually be part of your lifestyle. I love to teach and coach my clients on how to make self-care their lifestyle, about how the way they are, who they are, is so perfectly enough for them to arrive in the present moment and not get stuck in the go, go, go and the do, do, do of the world. And it starts by planting both feet on the earth in the morning and feeling that connection with the earth. That is self-care. It's also about noticing those thoughts of, it would be so much better, my experience right now, if I had a glass of wine, or if I was with this person, or if it wasn't raining. When we start to notice those thoughts, we can also take action and go, oh, right, I don't want to be in the future or in this imaginary future world in my mind. I want to be right here, right now. This is the only place we can create from. It's the now. The only place we can create from is the now. You're listening to the Be Happy Now show with your soul connection coach, Claudia-Sam. And I want to bring us into this really powerful motivation segment of our show today. There's nothing wrong with who you are. There is nothing wrong with who you are. Here's the thing. The ego always wants to protect itself. At least part of the ego always wants to protect itself. So if there's an attack or something that we might have done wrong, not perfectly, we blame. We blame what we did, what we said. Oh, I should have done it better. We stay in the past. Or because the ego, part of the ego wants to protect itself again, we project into this future that I've been realizing lately. We say that we're either in the past or in the future with the thoughts, but actually the future it's an imagination. It's imaginary. It doesn't exist. So it's something we are creating in the now, right? The future, we are creating it in the now. We don't know what it is. So it's so important that we don't engage in those thoughts of, oh my gosh, it would be so much better, right? When we project into the imaginary future of what we'll do and what it will mean about us, I'm going to give you an example of one of my clients, actually, so that I can back this up and you can understand that there's there's a storyline, there's an underlying truth behind the need and the desire to have a certain situation be different, or for wanting ourselves to be different. When we feel not good enough, when we feel, for this particular example, I'm taking the story of my client, Rosie. This isn't her real name, it's for confidentiality. But she thought that she would be happier, Rosie, and love herself more when she would weigh less. So she would spend her time forcing a diet on herself. She would make it a habit to look at the scale every day. And each time she would do that, she would be stuck in thoughts like, I'm overweight, I'm fat, I'm too fat, I should have lost like 10 pounds by now. I should plan my meals better. So it's the I should have, and it's also the I should plan my meals better. From now on, I need to make this and this thing better because I'm not good enough. When we engage in these thoughts, we, for one, get out of the present moment, and we don't allow the already existing joy in the body to actually be experienced. The joy is already in your body. The happiness is already accessible. The openness, the calmness, the receptivity, it's there. You're breathing in and out right now. You're breathing in, you are receiving. You are breathing out, you are giving. You are doing this breathing in and breathing out constantly, consistently, regularly, without forcing it. So you can too receive the beauty and the joy and the happiness that is accessible within you. What this created within Rosie's life is that there was a ripple effect from the thoughts she was having that kept her in the past or in the imagination of the future that made her, or were the cause of her not going out to meet people. It would make her feel alone and unworthy of even being in a relationship. And working together, Rosie came to the realization that she thought that her goal was to lose weight. That's what she thought, but there was the underlying truth behind that desire. She said, by going through the tune-in program, she didn't feel as judgmental of herself anymore. She went from being disgusted when looking at herself in the mirror to accepting the wholeness of who she is, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So right now, I want to remind you of the wholeness that you are, that there's nothing wrong with you. Close your eyes and receive. Maybe you want to open your arms wide. Maybe you want to bring your hands to your heart. My invitation for you right now is to fully receive this truth. Let each word, each sentence that I share with you from my heart, from my intuition, from capital L love, may you receive this as being already accessible within you. So turn up the volume of the emotion with everything that I say here. Let's start by taking 3 deep breaths together. Exhale everything. Inhale through the nose, inflate the belly, the lungs, throat, and head. Exhale, relax down. Inhale again in 3 parts, imagining that the breath was going down into these areas, expanding with spaciousness. And exhale back down. 1 more breath in through the nose, really breathing down into the lower back as well, into the upper back, into the whole spine. And exhale. Now, as I will say these affirmations, these truths, focus on your exhale so that you don't let the mind take you in those imagination of the future, or the mind doesn't take you back into the past and the should have and could have. And focusing on the exhale allows you to be right here, right now. find a smile on your face and a smile in your heart. You are exactly where you need to be. You have the confidence within you, the power and the strength to honor who you are daily. You are perfectly imperfect. You are enough in your not enoughness. You are so powerful that you create your future. You create your power. You are so worthy of embodying that version of yourself that knows this truth. You are strong. You are worthy, confident, good enough. Abundance is all around you. You are whole. You are complete. You are an embodiment of the light of capital L, love. Love shines through you. Love emanates from you. Love abundantly reaches the core of who you are everywhere you go. Love flows through you daily and follows happiness. You are enough as you are. Everything you do is enough. What you think is enough. Be willing to let everything you think, everything you are, everything you do be perfectly enough. You are the light of love. There is this power inside of you to create what you desire. Just let all of that soak up in your body. Happiness is available to you. Joy is available to you. Freedom from fear is available to you. You are worthy of prioritizing yourself daily without guilt. You are worthy of putting your own mask on first. Breathe in those truths. Breathe in those truths and send those energetic vibrations all the way deep into your cells. Feel the shoulder blades draw down the back as you widen and open the heart. If you want to play with me, open the arms wide by your side if you have them, and if you don't, imagine them, visualize them. Spread the fingers, open the palms wide. These arms are your arms of receiving, abundantly receiving what's already available to you. You are a happy being. Everything you need is provided to you in each moment. You are abundantly showered by what you need in each moment. Breathe that in. You have it in you. Now breathe in and extend your arms up above the head until the palms of the hands touch. And exhale to bring the palms in front of your face and chest, to relax the shoulders and to allow the hands to press into the sternum. And then turn the palms towards the heart and chest and feel the heart beating. Feel the heart beating. This heart is your reminder that you are alive, that you are worthy to be you, that you don't need to worry about what you said, what you did, who you think you need to be, because you are perfectly whole and complete as you are. You may choose to want to lose weight. You may also choose to want more self-love. and to access the weight loss from that part, for example. You may choose to stay in the now and to access whatever emotion is accessible to you in the now. If it's not happiness, if it's sadness, let that be your truth in that moment. You have the power to redefine what is happiness to you. I created this show because I'm working on being happy now all the time. This is a life's journey to, instead of seeking for everything else to be different, instead of thinking that there is this ideal that we need to abide by, instead of thinking that what we see in the magazines or hear about in the media is the way to go, my invitation to you is to flex your soul connection muscle, to be your own inner guide, to tune in, to turn inwards, so that you can always have that ability within you to be reminded that you are perfectly whole. Being happy now is a choice, and I'm happy to partner with you in that journey if that's what you want to do. Release the pressure of needing to say that you're good if you're not. Reshaping the ideal vision of what joy and happiness is for you, and remembering that there is nothing wrong with who you are. I'm Claudia-Sam, your soul connection coach, and I'd be happy for you to join me in the Soul Connector Circle. It is a space for daily pocket coaching for on-the-goers who have not made a habit of prioritizing themselves and who just want those daily reminders to be right here, right now, and to be reminded that they are whole, that they are complete within a community of other like souls. The Soul Connector Circle, you can find more information at soulconnectorcircle.com, or make sure to check out my website, claudiasamcoaching.com. And I'll see you again for more episodes of being happy now with who you are, because there is nothing to fix. There is nothing wrong with you. You are perfect. And from this moment, we create powerful things from the now. You've been listening to the Be Happy Now show with me, Claudia-Sam. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. Tune in live every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on transformationtalkradio.com. You are worthy of being you and of connecting to what stops you from living the life you are meant to live. Access more soul connection coaching at claudiasamcoaching.com.